Oh my holy moly, sauce got me moving slowly, got a couple.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sharkhead, and today we'll be talking about the new Battle Medic class in Lawbreakers. A lot of people in the closed beta phase have already given their suggestions and feedback on it, and many of them are saying that it's unbalanced and potentially game-breaking. So let's get right into the nitty-gritty of what they think can be done to change this class and what can make it better. Let's get started. First, I want to mention that the Battle Medic can be either male or female depending on what team you're on. However, for the sake of simplicity of this video, I'm just going to refer to her as female. So some of the thoughts of the Lawbreakers community right now is that her weapons are deliberately underwhelming compared to her strong support abilities, and that her healing is just way too much. Her defense grid apparently is too strong and heals too much, and when she's pocket medicing with a really good player who can do a lot of damage and gets a lot of kills, that player becomes virtually unkillable because of how strong her healing abilities actually are. Also, the existence of a healer forces Lawbreakers to fall more in line with other hero shooters that have support healers and stands out less as a result. Because up till this latest phase in testing, there were no medics. For the most part, all you had to do was go to a heal station and sit in there until your health regenerated completely. There were no battle medics to keep you alive during a fight. But now that there are, the flow of combat between teams has changed significantly, and probably not for the best. See, here's the way that healing works. The medic has two support drones that they can instantly send to teammates to heal a flat amount of health over time. And it's not like it's the hardest thing to do either, because once you see one of your teammates is getting low on health, you just press E whenever you're near them, and automatically it'll go to them. It requires no skill whatsoever and minimal engagement. It's not fun. Like, think about it. The amount of skill required to deal damage to a moving target compared to just pressing E on someone that the game auto-targets for you, it doesn't match. I think that at minimum, there needs to be a delay where it takes time for support drones to travel to the target. So if they're going to keep the support drones, do that. And maybe even make the drones destructible so that battle medics have to be smart about when they want to send their drones and where they want to send them in. So if they're in the middle of a fight and they send them in, there's a chance they'll be destroyed, and then there will be a huge cooldown before they can send in those drones again. So even if Bosky decides to keep the simplicity and easiness of applying healing, they could make the application of it strategic instead of just, oh, spam E on two teammates. The general consensus among players is that they want the battle medic to be more focused on offense than just healing. So why not change their abilities to reflect that? For instance, one person on the forum stated that he wanted a lifesteal ability where he can cast it onto an enemy, and then when your teammates do damage to that person, a percentage of the damage dealt will be going back to their allies in the form of health. This would be very effective for keeping the flow of combat going among teams while also being a strategic choice for the battle medic. Or here's my idea: what if you cast it onto a specific person on your team and they get the lifesteal ability for a few seconds? But that's a very focused solution, right? So there's other suggestions here that I want to share. So there's another suggestion where you can give every class a very slow passive health regen that only activates when you're out of combat. And it's a very, very slow one, stress on slow. And the purpose of this is so that you don't always have to rely on the battle medic. And furthermore, the battle medic will then not be the only one who has passive healing. Because right now, with the way that the battle medic is being played, all they have to do is move in, see a teammate, heal them, and then fall back. And even if they get damaged, they can just fall back and regenerate all their health without even going to a health station, which is kind of unfair, because effectively they would be the only class that are able to do that. They're the only one. No one else can heal themselves like that. See, the strategy in most team-based games, including MOBAs, not just hero shooters, is that if a team has a healer, you want to focus down that healer first, kill them first, so that their team cannot heal while they're fighting. However, if your healer is able to passively regenerate as well as stay very, very far back behind the team, then it's not fun to play against them, and it's very hard to focus them down. And this is actually par for the course in games like Overwatch and Paladins. You actually want that support to stay behind so that they don't get hurt, that they don't get noticed. However, in Lawbreakers, if the game takes this route, they're not going to stand out as much. They're going to be falling into the mold instead of breaking it. And this is what's so concerning, because every single class is supposed to have the potential to kill each other on a mostly even ground. However, if the battle medic stays exactly the way she is now, then most players will get the idea to play her as a pocket medic, which is not ideal, because it goes directly against the original vision of the game. And besides, there's already health stations throughout all the maps, so the passive health regeneration is actually really redundant on the medic. So here's what can be be done. Either you can completely remove the passive health regen from the medic completely, or what you could do is you could give slow passive health regen to every single class, so that it's not just the medic who has it. And as far as healing goes, here's another idea besides the lifesteal ability I just told you about. Instead of just giving yourself passive health regeneration, what you could do is have a regeneration aura around your medic that not only heals you, but also teammates around you. This means that you would have to be engaged a lot more in fights. You would have to stay near your team and be around them to heal them. That way, you can be just as vulnerable as everyone else, and the enemies will have a chance to focus you down, which in my opinion makes things a lot fairer. Or instead of doing a regeneration aura, what she could do is do a healing pulse, kind of like the one that Phoenix uses in Dirty Bomb, where you can hold down the ability key for healing, and the longer you hold it down, the more healing you do to the people around you in a small area of effect. So that there could be another effective solution. Now, as far as weapon balance goes, I feel that the Lawbreaker, the grenade launcher that she has, could have an increased fire rate in order to keep up with the other classes as far as damage potential goes. Because let's face it, the assassin has a Rommerus that can one-shot certain classes with an alt fire. If she can do that, then what chance does the battle medic have against her? So because of that, I would say either increase the fire rate of the Lawbreaker or give the medic a little more health so that she can tank at least a bit more. Now, about her secondary, a lot of people are saying that the Firefly pistol is super weak, that it's not effective at all. I found it to be really effective because I guess maybe it's because the players I was playing against were not that great, but I crushed so many people with that thing and I loved it. So my thoughts on it are very different from most people's, but if people want it to be more effective in future patches, then why the hell not? Finally, let's talk about the defense grid ultimate that she has. A lot of people are saying that it's broken, that it's too good, and that it should only partially heal those that are being dealt damage as opposed to those who are out of combat, so it won't make those being healed unkillable. And I think that's a really good idea because if several of your teammates are about to die and this thing just pops up around them, bubbles over, pushes all your enemies away, I'd say that's a little too much comeback potential. So I would say lose the shield, keep the healing. Because let's face it, it's an ultimate. It's supposed to be game-changing. It's supposed to be very effective. So keep the healing in there, maybe even keep the pushing effect in there so that the teammates who are being healed by this ultimate will have room to breathe. But the shield, the bubble, whatever you want to call it, that thing can go. Honestly, guys, if it were up to me, I wouldn't have put this class in the game in the first place. But it's really up to Boss Key whether they want to keep it in or change it or just take it out entirely. It's really up to them. So whatever they do with it, I hope they make a good decision. Anyway, I hope you guys understand what's going on here with the Battle Medic class. That's why I'm not making a basic guide for it, because there's so much conflict with the way it's designed and the way the game is designed that there's no doubt in my mind that this class is going to be changed in some way to reflect the original vision of the game. So tell me what you think about this class, guys. Leave your comments in the comments section below and tell me what you think can be changed that I haven't mentioned already. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video useful and informative, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and bell button, and follow me on social media on Twitter and Facebook. Once again, thanks for watching, rock steady, and stay classy.